Hi, my name is Kyle Brandt, Product Manager at Optomed. Today, I'll be teaching you how to set up and use your Optomed Polaris fully automatic, non-mudriatic fundus camera. I'll go over the setup of your Polaris device and how to use it. I do highly recommend reviewing the user manual as I will just be giving an overview of all its features. The PDF will be linked in the video description. It's recommended that the Polaris be connected to the network via an Ethernet cable for the most stable connection. There is a Wi-Fi card in the device, but be advised that it doesn't have the longest range. It can be upgraded if desired. Contact your sales representative for further information. If you're using a PAX server and need DICOM formatting, you'll need the DICOM settings menu. Input the work list and PAX IP and port numbers, as well as AE modality name. This will allow you to export to PAX from the review screen. I'll show you the review screen after image capture. If you are saving the images as JPEG files, you can designate that from the Export Settings menu. This can be to a local folder on the Polaris PC or to a network drive that the Polaris has access to. This can be set to automatically send images as soon as they are captured. If you will not be doing any post-processing or montaging, this is a good solution for you. If there are any adjustments to the images, those will need to be exported from the review screen. This destination folder will likely be the one to interface with your EMR for upload into the patient chart. Likewise, a location can be designated for archive backup of the Polaris database, which then can be restored in case of disaster recovery processes. Let's transition to talk about how to use the Polaris and its imaging workflow. For best performance, startup and shutdown needs to be initiated by the switch on the side of the machine. The Polaris program should start automatically. To start the imaging workflow, we need to have a patient selected. There are two main workflows, standard or DICOM. If entering a new patient, click on the Add Patient icon at the bottom of the screen and enter the desired patient demographics. If imaging a returning patient, search for the patient using the search bar on the top left. And if using DICOM and PAX workflow, use the DICOM patient lookup icon at the bottom. Always perform the lookup here when using DICOM, regardless of new or returning patients. Once the patient is saved or selected, the demographics can be edited or the patient can be deleted with the icons on the upper right. Now that we have our patient, let's move to capturing images in the Capture tab. As part of setup, you should decide on a capture mode in the Advanced Settings menu before taking an image. We have two options. Semi-auto mode takes an image of one of the patient's eyes. The photographer will have to use the eye selector icon in the upper right to switch between the eye being imaged. The full auto mode will take an image of both eyes, switching automatically between captures. To take an image, we must first remove the lens cap and clean the chin and headrests. Instruct the patient to place their head firmly in the chin and headrest all the way forward. Note that the minimum recommended pupil size is 4 millimeters. We're now seeing the view of the Capture tab with the patient positioned. First, select the eye to image. It's recommended to always start with the patient's right eye. Instruct the patient to look at the green dot. Find the pupil and double-click the center of it on the touchscreen. If the patient is misaligned, use the chin rest arrows on the left to center the pupil on the screen. Press Start Capture. The camera will automatically find the focal distance and capture the image. If choosing a non-macula-centered fixation target, the position of the green light will change in the middle of the test, after it moves in through the pupil and visualizes the retina on the screen. You may need to redirect the patient's gaze with verbal instructions at this step. Note that the full auto mode will use the central fixation target for both eyes and capture a macula-centered ETDRS Field 2 image that will contain the most important structures of the eye. Another common workflow is the 4-image sequence, capturing a disc-centric and macular-centric image of each eye. To use this in full auto mode, you'll start by selecting the left fixation target and start on the patient's right eye. After aligning and pressing start, the Polaris will then capture the image of the disc and move to the left eye to take a macula-centered image. Next, we'll have to select the left eye and choose the right fixation target to center the disc of the left eye. Upon pressing capture, you'll get the reverse of both eyes and will have obtained your macula and disc-centered images of both eyes. Note, any fixation target may be chosen from the semi-auto or manual mode, as you are just capturing single images in these modes. To acquire anterior segment images, change the capture mode to cornea and add the spacer to the forehead rest. The camera will now be positioned to capture the front surface of the eye, but controls are the exact same. We'll select the eye, adjust positioning, click the center of the pupil, and then capture. After we've taken our images, we'll analyze them in the Review tab. If using PACS, a message will appear here to send to DICOM. The images you have just taken will be here, but if your patient has other historical visits, you can select those visits in the middle column and view all images captured for that date of service. Click and hold on to an image to bring up additional contextual options. You can also select additional thumbnails for batch delete or export. We can send to PACS via DICOM, montage up to 3 selected photos of the same eye together in a single image, print, compare side by side, export, delete, and cancel selection. Double-click on an image to expand it and open it in the viewer and editor. Here we have the following tools: pinch zoom, contrast adjustment, brightness adjustment, negative color image, digital red-free image, color channel split, cup to disc ratio measurement. This tool allows the user to draw measurements of the disc and cup, export to previously defined destination, and undo. Thank you for your time, and if you're having any other questions or issues, please reach out to us.